Hello, everyone, and welcome to Furball Friday. I'm here with you every Friday to dedicate an hour to just receiving and communing with non-human animal wisdom and guidance and readings. My name is Larkin. I'm coming live to you from the United States. So welcome, 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 wherever you are, any parts of the world, morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome on the live and on the rebroadcast. Thank you all for joining me. This is an hour dedicated just to non-human animals. Why do I say that? Because, my friends, you're either a plant or an animal. You're one or the other, like it or not. And so I like to refer to the non-human animals in this program so that we are reminded that we are all animals. And let's not get confused with the belittling that religion has placed upon animals. Many people see the term animals as being demeaning. They don't want to be called an animal because they feel it's demeaning. Well, that's only because religion has demeaned nature. So please understand that you're either a plant or an animal. That's why you hear me refer to animals as non-human animals. It's a way of up-leveling our respect with them as equal sentient beings in this world. And they deserve this hour. They deserve an hour of our time and attention to learn from them, to learn about them, to learn how to teach us about them about us, for us to learn to be better communicators and partners with them, for us to learn to be stewards of the earth, not using up animals and the earth, but stewards of the earth. That's what we're meant to be. This planet is not here for us to use and abuse at our own desire and will. We are at the top of the food chain, and that means when anything goes wrong, guess what? We are going to be the ones that are not going to survive, okay? So this is an hour dedicated to non-human animal wisdom, guidance, and readings. That includes communication and mediumship readings. But, you guys are always welcome to ask me about animals in, any of the other lives that I do. But for this particular broadcast, we are dedicating it only to non-human animals so that they can have that full hour to give us their wisdom and their messages. As always, while I'm waiting for everyone to log on, I'm going to go ahead and light some incense. I already have a candle lit from a reading I did earlier. Hi, Joanne. Welcome. Always good to see you. You just fell off the planet. So it's good to see you. Hi, Natalie. Wow, 2 clients in the same place. Awesome. We missed you. We're missing you on the masterminds, Joanne. Natalie, I'm glad you could join us today. Fur baby. Yep, they are. They were all on the couch until I had to get up. And now one of them's on the floor. One of them is roaming. I've got the Siamese is nursing on a stuffed animal right now. See, Joanne says, I'm hoping I can find out how Michael is doing. Let's see, being on, an only cat right now. Also to find out how Raphael is doing. And if he is with the other departed kitties. Excellent, Joanne. Awesome. We'll start with you. I've been missing you, Joanne. I don't know where you've been all this year, girl. It's so good to see you. I'm excited to do that reading. So let me star you, Joanne. We'll start with you and Michael and Raphael. I just want to quick get this incense lit here. Come on up, Jackie. Come on. Come on up. Yeah, you got to move, Buttercup. Talk about cats. You want another one, Joanne? Come on, Jackie. Come on, Jackie. Buttercup, move. Come on. Sorry, we have a very pushy Siamese cat. Very pushy. There you go. Sometimes she's a little intimidating to Jackie. She wants to claim all the spaces. So let me light my incense and then we'll get into your reading, Joanne. Come on up, Buttercup. You can come up, but you can't be a pain in the butt. Come on. Siamese. If any of you have had a Siamese, you can be affectionate. She's overly affectionate, so kind of it bothers Jackie sometimes. You okay, baby girl? It's okay. When I start this broadcast, guys, they all tend to show up here. It's really cute how they all show up when I start to do this broadcast. So I'm going to go ahead and light my incense for us. And then, you're right, Jackie, you're fine. And then we will get into reading. Sorry about that little distraction there. Oftentimes when animals are taken away from their moms early, which the Siamese was, you can see her ears right here. I want to ruin my sight, but you can see her you can see her over here nursing on things. And then there's little Jackie down there. But oftentimes when animals are taken away from their parents earlier, they end up coming up with strange habits, such as the Siamese nursing on stuff. So I'm going to take a minute. As soon as I light this, I'm going to go get Jackie and put her back on the couch because the cat chased her off again. And then we'll get started, Joanne. I'll put your reading up here to get started. And Natalie says, before I forget, there's an ideal ratio of animals to people in a family. Oh, what a great question. We'll get to that, Natalie. I don't really think so. I think that's a great question, but I honestly think that it depends on you, and I think it depends on your family. I really think it does. I think it depends on your family and the animals that we're talking about. So two over here. Sweet. Jackie wants her spot back. Oh, your baby girl. Jackie wants her spot back without the cat. I just moved the cat back. Jackie gets first dibs. She's a little grandma of the household, and she's an absolute angel. So she gets first dibs. Yeah, I think that's a really great question, Natalie. I love those types of questions. And like I said, I really think it depends on the family. I think a lot of these things are circumstantial, and it depends on the personality of the people, the personality of the animals, the way you run your household. It depends on how much space you have, the personality of the animals. I have a lot of clients who they'll have like a dog that just needs to be the only dog, for example, or the only dog with another sweet dog. And then for whatever reason, they go ahead and they get another dog who has the wrong personality match, right? Who's more aggressive, more assertive, who might make that first dog who really needed to be an only dog in order to stay calm and feel secure. And then it kind of makes it difficult on the original dog. And then, or sometimes maybe it's the new dog they brought in that needed that. But you really have to get to know your animals and what they need. And I think people have trouble enough. Guys, this was the question. I'm going to get to Joanne's reading. I'm just doing this first because I can do the answer more quickly. I think it really depends, and you need to get to know. A lot of people don't even take time to really get to know people well enough, but you really need to get to know the people and the animals, because if you don't really understand what your non-human animal needs, then you might go out and get another dog, and it might make whatever healing or recovery or security they had, it might cause them to have a personality change. Because they have souls, they're intelligent, they're aware, and they have personalities just like we do. And so whenever you introduce somebody new, that can make a difference. Also, a person in the household can make a difference. Do you have a person that causes the animal stress in your household or not, right? And really a lot of the answer to that question, Natalie, stems from, not all of it, but a lot of it falls into the plate of the owner. How are the human companions in the house? How are they? What kind of environment do they set up for the family as a whole? So that's a great question, Natalie, and thank you for asking that. I think I'm going to put that question in my book about animal communicating. I think that's a brilliant question. So let's see, Joanne, for those of you who don't know, if you're listening on the rebroadcast or the live, a couple of weeks ago, Joanne had to put Raphael to sleep. He was nearing the end of his life, and she just helped him not to suffer those last few days. And so he crossed over recently, and she has another cat, Michael, who is living with her, and they were together a long time. Plus, she's had cats that have crossed over before. So just for those of you on the, hi, Suzanne Anderson, welcome. For those of you on the rebroadcast or watching live who didn't know the story, because Joanne was on here for a reading for Raphael a couple weeks ago, that is the fill-in for you, okay? So let's see, hold on a second here. Let me go ahead and get into that for you. So first of all, Joanne, I was trying to see who wanted to start, and they don't care. I can do either cat first, actually. So Raphael is fine, and I am hoping that you have been picking up on his presence and his sense of peace and his sense of well-being. He's very grateful. The feeling and the phrase that keeps passing on before me is, it was perfect timing. It was perfect timing. It was perfect timing. You did, from what I can see, from what he's showing me energetically, from the timeline of that whole set of events, you did an absolutely perfect job, Joanne. Absolutely a beautiful and perfect vehicle for what needed to happen there, for not just for Raphael, but for you and Michael as well. So, they both are grateful for the way that you handled that. And so I want to tell you, great job. From Raphael, I just keep getting like perfect timing, perfect peace, perfect timing, perfect peace. And, to me, that means that, the timing in which you did everything in reference to and for Raphael and his passing was perfect. That means that you must have done the blessing and the surrender in a powerful way. You were in alignment. Everything was in alignment. And he had a very peaceful crossover. Was immediately, I find, like in crossing over to the other side, it was like an immediate, refreshing, joyful, peaceful relief to him. It was a relief to him. All of a sudden, there was no pain, there was no confusion, there was no stress. He felt back to being himself, and he is very, very grateful. Animals are so grateful when we can surrender our own egoic wants and needs and do what they have asked us or given us permission to do. And he was grateful that you recognized that he was ready, that you recognized his giving you permission to help him cross over. And so he is fine, absolutely wonderful. Let's see here. Before I get into the other cats that he's with, also, now, I didn't even ask this. They shared this with me. He did get to say goodbye to Michael. So remember, first of all, we don't ever really have to say goodbye. But in this human physical life, they're both sharing with me, they got to say their farewells in this lifetime. They had a silent communication understanding. And I'm also being shown that because they do have this spiritual ritual, cats have this spiritual ritual preparing for death. There is no death. But because they have this ritual for leaving the body, Michael was aware that Raphael was doing this. So he already knew what was going to happen. What you have to understand is that because they don't know death, death doesn't really exist. It's a man-made, human-made concept. We as humans had to have a way to understand what happens when these other bodies that we love go lifeless and they cease to be, right? This goes on thousands of years. Where do they go? We have to understand that. Our ego wants to understand, because our ego does cease to exist when we pass away. But because the animals don't have the egoic veil, it's a whole different experience. So understand that when Michael was seeing Raphael doing his ritual for crossing over, it wasn't like we do where we're like, oh my God, we have to say goodbye for the last time somebody's dying, right? That's our human ego that gets all upset over that. They're not like that. They just see it as like, oh, okay, they're making a transition. They don't see it as they cease to exist. They don't see it as they have to say goodbye. They know and understand there's a change and transformation. There's an aspect that's missing in this world. But their consciousness is their same consciousness on either side, and they're aware of it regardless, right? So that observer behind your thoughts that Joanne, I've been working with you guys as coaching clients to become more aware of, that takes years, which is why you want to stick with it. You don't want to stop. You want to keep going. It takes years to wake up to that consciousness. Guess what? Raphael's already got it. Michael's already got it, right? They're already conscious of it. They do have to experience the blinders of being in this world physically and go through those experiences, obviously, being hungry, being in pain, being scared, that sort of thing. They're limited as non-human animals differently than we are, but we're limited in different ways than they are. So Raphael is very at peace. He's very grateful. He's very happy. He's very joyful to be back to himself on the other side. And he just wanted you to know, and they inserted this for you, Joanne. I did not even ask this. They inserted for you that they got to say their goodbyes, okay? But it gives me the opportunity to share with all of you that they don't see death. Physically, they'll go, oh, this cat's here and now this cat's not. Where is so-and-so, right? Physically, they'll look for and sense for those people or those animals that have crossed over. But consciously, that connection is still there. So it's sort of more like, oh, they can still sense and connect if they want to with each other. But it doesn't mean that Michael's not going to be like, oh, where is he? Like, in other words, physically, right? So they do recognize that differentiation, but they just see death as in such a different way, because it really doesn't exist. We made it up as human beings, as I said, to understand for ourselves. Hi, Paul, welcome. So just know that he is happy and well, that he and Michael got to have their connection. Michael knew this was happening because he saw Raphael going through this spiritual sacred cat process. Does Michael miss him? Yes, he misses the presence. He misses having another cat. He misses the familiarity. He misses the communication and connection that they were able to have. I'll get to you in just a minute, Paul. But, in that respect, yes, he does miss him. I think that he definitely feels the want and need to be, and this is interesting because, cats aren't usually needy, right? But he definitely feels that want and need to have that connection more with you, because he wants that physical bond with someone, right? Someone that he's familiar with, that he knows and trusts. So, but they're doing all right. They're doing all right. It's cats adjust much better typically. Sometimes they just don't show what they're going through as much, but typically cats, they do adjust more easily than dogs to that transition, because they're solitary animals by nature, whereas dogs are pack animals by nature. So it's more of a physiological and nervous system threat to them emotionally for a dog when a pack member is gone or missing than with a cat, okay? But Joanne, you did beautiful. Bless your heart. Thank you. They're doing well. Let me, before I close up this reading, let's see. I see Raphael, he's actually with more animals and more cats than just yours, Joanne. He has more soul companions than just the cats you have had. I see him right now with 3 other cats. Lisa Joe, welcome. I hope you got my email. I responded to you again. So if you want your discovery call tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow now, please message me. Okay, I got to do it before I go to the barn and after the angel party at 11 a.m. Okay. So Joanne, these 3 cats, let's see, I see one smaller female. I don't remember the names of all your cats, so I'm going to describe to you who's there. Okay, Joanne? Awesome, Lisa Joe. It'll be fun. We're going to have a fun time. These discovery calls are freaking awesome, and I can only do so many a week. One is like a smaller female. It looks like she's got medium or long fur, Joanne. And then there's a larger male with short hair that looks like he wasn't in your life quite as long. So he might have been, I don't know if he was just an outdoor kitty. He wasn't in your life as long. Like there's not as much of like an in-depth, I'm your cat, I'm your pet relationship. But he's there with him, with Raphael. The smaller female that has medium to long hair. Let's see. And then there's another cat. It looks like it's a male with shorter hair, kind of not too skinny, kind of like a nice build. Let's see. They are the ones most closely and revealing themselves to me that are right there with Raphael at the time. I'll get to you, Paul. Oh, hold on a minute. Isabella. Yes. That's who they are. I couldn't remember the names. Yes, Cowboy. I remember you describing Cowboy. Yes, that is Cowboy. He's the one with the shorter relationship with you, the shorter time with you, it's not like this full long-term indoor house kitty feeling. And Isabella, yes, that's who it is. I could see her. She's so freaking precious. I can't stand it. Yes. And then there's another cat there as well. Looks like also a male cat. More short hair or short to medium fur. Those are the 3 cats there closest to Raphael right now that are revealing themselves to me. Okay, and they're all well and happy to be there together. Michael came and jumped on my lap for the reading. Yay! I'm so excited. Hi, Michael. That's wonderful. I miss seeing them on the Zoom calls. They're so sweet. That's wonderful. Yeah, my guys all tend to Zoom in when I have a live or a reading. So that is wonderful. So what I would do, Joanne, moving on, then we'll get to you, Paul. What I would do is I would, keep talking to both of them. Michael can sense Raphael when he makes himself more present physically and he's there with you guys, which he is often. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Lucky. Yeah. So I saw the stripes. I didn't see the orange, but I saw the stripes and the short, it looked like short hair. Not a super skinny cat though. And definitely a male. There you go. I love it. I love it. I love how all the animals come in, right? But I think what's important now is Raphael's trying to share with you, how he tries to connect with you guys, how you can connect with him. And, this is something you practice anyway, Joanne. I wish I could get you in the Awakening Your Intuition program or come back to coaching or something, because this is something that is a natural gift for you, Joanne. And obviously I can see you proven that in the way that, not only the way that you had, recaught Isabel and the way you are with your animals, but but also the way you handled Raphael's passing. It was brilliant. I mean, I can see that, and you're really in tune with them. And so I think like Raphael is so present with you guys, and he's trying to help you practice these things. He runs around your legs. He jumps on the couch. He lays next to Michael. He tries to make himself obvious to you. What I'm also showing, he's showing me, because a lot of times, guys, whether it's a human or non-human animal readings, they want you guys to know how they come through to you specifically, and that's something I try to give you. What I think is really funny with Raphael is he says with his electromagnetic energy, when he comes into or near your energy field, he tries to give you a like, you should be able to feel this subtle feeling of static, like static electricity, almost like it's going to tickle your skin, going to tickle you, or it's going to make Michael's hair stand up. So he was a healthy build. Yes, that's what I see. He was a healthy build, lucky. So just know that he's trying to make it as obvious as he can so you can practice those subtleties. And, you know, if you feel the tickle, him rubbing against your leg, you think you hear his purring or his meow, that's him. Michael can sense this very easily. If you see Michael's hair start to go up or you're feeling static yourself, that is Raphael. He's coming to you one of the ways in the form of static so that you can really recognize him. Okay, I think that's wonderful. So please keep that in mind. He said he's also trying to remind you and let you know he's there with really loud little groups of birds chirping. Again, remember when we have animal messengers, they come in the form of, yes, do that. They come in the form of ways that are going to get our attention and stand out in a more obvious way. So, you know, sometimes it's a butterfly doing something strange or sitting on our shoulder. Sometimes it's an unusual feather in a strange place. Sometimes it's an unusual bird we don't see a lot, or maybe a common bird and it's doing something unusual. Something to get our attention, but he's showing me groups of birds like coming to your window or being right near the house when you walk outside. Those little groups like chitter chatter. That is also how he's trying to get through and let you know, I'm present, Mom. I'm there. You're the best. Thank you so much. Okay. But he's not going to be leaving you guys. Joanne, let me know if you've got any other questions. You will be able to sense him better now that we've had this reading and this connection. This is a time for you to practice. Remember, it's just the subtleties, right? So the only difference between what I do and what most of you all do is just I know better how to tap into the subtleties, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for coming. I was hoping you'd show up for that today, Joanne. We love and miss you. Big hugs and pets to Michael. I love it. Okay, let's see here. Paul says, hello, Larkin. My little gray cat, his name is Sissy. She is lately looking at my sliding glass door. Could she be looking at her two brothers, the passed on? Oh, in the mirror. Thank you. Interesting. In my bedroom. Interesting. Cool. Well, let's tune in and see. Oh. Well, she sees a lot more than that. Actually, she does see them. She does sense them, Paul, but she doesn't need a mirror to see and sense them. She actually sees and senses them anyway. She loves to play with orbs and energies and cat friends and family members that have crossed over. Let's see. So the sliding glass door, is it a transparent door or is it like she's looking at the reflection in the glass, or is it actually a mirror like a closet door? Let me know. Thank you guys for your feedback. She's looking now. Because there's several things going on. She may very well see them in there, but what she wants you to know is she doesn't need a mirror to see, or a reflective surface. Let's see, the third one. Okay, all right, a mirror closet door, got it. But she is there. So there's actually two very separate things going on. You're observing them all, but they're different interpretations than what you're getting. So first of all, she actually likes looking at herself in the mirror. She's doing some self-awareness and self-discovery as a being. She actually thinks it's fun. And I do know this is possible. I've had dogs and cats watch television. Cats love kitty TV on your iPads. They will be fascinated with themselves if they see themselves in the mirror. So she has made this discovery. She actually enjoys looking at the mirror. She can tell there's something different about it than just looking at regular reality, and that's fascinating her. She's very intelligent. She's very curious. She likes to keep mentally stimulated. So this is like a fun game for her. And her head gaze this way and that way. Yeah. So yeah, because she's looking at different angles, and she's actually admiring herself in the mirror. She's trying to decide if that's really her or not, because at first she thought it was another cat. Now she's starting to hone in on, okay, maybe this is me. So she's been slowly making that discovery. Does she see other things in that mirror? Yeah. If she's got one of your other cat spirits or souls in the room there with her or behind her, she will definitely pick up on that and see that. But right now, she's just really fascinated with herself in the mirror. And that the head going this way and that. Oh, Lisa Joe, this is great. Hold on. My cat used to get, I had a very long dresser and I had a long mirror on it. And she would get up there every day and she would groom herself, and she would watch herself groom herself. So she'd turn this way and she'd sit up and look, and then she'd turn this way and she'd look, and then she'd turn the other way. She'd even turn all the way around so her back was to the mirror, and she'd look behind her and look at her back. So it is hilarious. But when you get to know animals and you really, really observe them, what you notice is they're doing amazing things, so much more like what you do, that you don't notice, because we as humans are too caught up in people's words. If somebody doesn't say, we don't even hear people when they do say stuff to us. But if we don't, we look at a person looking in the mirror and we think, oh, they're just, being pompous, or they're checking themselves out to make sure they look okay. But with animals, we don't really, they'll really do that. If they can see themselves, they really check themselves out. Now, right now, Sissy is still in the phase of, is this really me? Oh, cool. And it is fascinating to her. It was fascinating before, and now it's more fascinating because she's realizing it's her. So I think that it is hilarious. But the more you guys ask these types of questions, Paul, I'm so glad you asked this today, the more you guys can recognize they're really intelligent. They're really conscious and aware. They may not have, remember, our prefrontal cortex. They can't do math calculations. They can't follow, an external intellectual GPS. They don't need it. They've got an internal GPS, right? They've got an internal weather app. They've got an internal, is this a good or a bad person magnet, right? So all these things we have to work hard for intellectually, they just do innately, which you guys can do innately too as well, if you remember who you are and learn to trust your intuition. So that being said, before I finish your reading, Paul, I just want to remind everybody that I have decided I would like to help. Well, I'd like to get through a couple hundred discovery calls actually before January and help at least a couple hundred people. But just so you guys know that I'm doing free 20-minute discovery calls. These are not free readings, so don't think I'm just giving away a 20-minute free reading, but they are free discovery calls. That means whatever it is you're working on or want to transform or change, I use my psychic abilities and my mindset and psychological background to assess where you are and guide you in the right direction, depending on what you can afford. So it might be books or a course that a friend of mine is doing, or it might be an online free course I've seen, or some sort of getaway training event, or it might be something that I have to offer. But it's free 20 minutes to assess for you guys. So I just want to share that because what you're reminding me of, Paul, is that these animals help remind us of our intuition. And all these amazing gifts and abilities that our non-human animal friends have, we share not all of them, but a lot of these with them. And if we could just get over our egoic selves and past our intellectual mind, our intellect is awesome. It's why we have all the things we have. But you know what? It's not all there is to us. And if we could tap into some of the intelligence that these animals have, that like Sissy is teaching you, Paul, to be more sensitive to the subtleties, which allows you to do animal communication and readings and strengthen your intuition. She's reminding you of who you are as a soul. She's getting you to stop this in your head and wonder, what is she doing? And in doing that, she's helping and teaching you to expand who you are, to remember who you are as a being, to go deeper, to tap into these greater forms of intelligence that we as human beings brainwash ourselves out of. Okay. So I just had to throw that out there, guys, because any of you can do what I do. Any of you can do it. It's just a matter of getting unstuck from your head. You just have got to get objective to your ego, which is what I do in my coaching and my Awakening Your Intuition program. That doesn't mean you have to work with me, but I want you to understand why I have and share the programs that I have, because our world would be a different world if more people like you were in the world. If there were more people like all of you listening that cared about their animals, I mean, really loved them, right? Like Paul, you love Sissy, you love your animals, not because of what they can do for you, not just because of how they make you feel. You love them because you love them. Most people in the world they don't really love their pets. They love their pets because of what they can do for them. Okay. And so if more people learned to be aware of their mindset, learn to get out of their head and not let their mind rule their life, learn to remember who they are as a soul, as an eternal being, learn to listen to their intuition, guess what? They could connect to their animals. And your animals, my friends, are angels. They are teaching you and showing you and trying to empower you. And they are so patient with you. So yeah, she's 5 years old. I can tell that she's young and she's very smart and curious. And I think what you're going to find is that what she's doing in the mirror is going to evolve. And she's going to really enjoy it. And she might even start grooming herself the way my girl did, the way my Moochie did. And it's hilarious. I mean, cats know when you're laughing at them. Dogs don't always mind so much. Sometimes they do. But some cats really mind. And so I try to make sure I'm not demeaning with the animals. I try to make sure that I'm very respectful to them. So I would always kind of keep my laughing at my cat that was looking at herself in the mirror kind of subtle, because she took it very seriously. And your girl's going to as well. Now, as far as other things your girl picks up on, though, she is funny. I have to laugh because it's not just your other cats that have passed on. It's orbs, it's fairies, it's elves, it's ethereal creatures. It's she picks up on other dimensions. I don't know if you've done any out-of-body experiences, Paul. We all have, actually, usually in our sleep or by accident. I talk about that a lot with some of my coaching clients. But she, this gets into a whole nother complex realm. there's parallel universes and multiple dimensions going on all the time. So Sissy has a lot of fun because she picks up on beings and other animals from other dimensions that just pass through. That to us we would see them as like a ghost or a phantom, right? She picks up on all those little things. She loves it. She's very playful. She's very curious. She loves picking up on all that. So anything right now that's in the mirror fascinates her, mostly herself, but really fascinates her. She's able to see, all these other things. And so her reality is expanding, and she absolutely freaking loves that. So anyway, I do think that one of the things you could do, I don't know what you do with her as far as games and playing and all that, but I think she would be a candidate for Kitty TV. I think that Sissy, Allison, welcome, hello. I think that she would be a great candidate for the Kitty TV, and you can actually just pull that up even on your phone. You can get Kitty TV. They have little like fish and little birds. It's actually fascinating, but they freaking love it. If you have an iPad or something and something you can put a plastic cover over, they like to put their paws and nose on it, and it's super fun for them. But anyway, I think if she's an indoor cat, which I'm sensing you have her indoors, which is good. That's safer. That would really be good. So she has. She has your ties. Oh, toys. Okay, yes, toys. Toys are awesome. Absolutely. And I just see her being very playful and absolutely freaking loving these things. And here's another thing I want to say that she'll like before I move on. I don't know if you've seen them, but you might have one already. It's a round scratching ring. It's flat. It sits on the ground. It's a circle. And then it has a moat around the outside of the scratching part. And there's a ball in it. And there's one brand, I know you can get it at Petco, that lights up. So the ball actually lights up when it goes around the moat. They freaking love, cats love that thing. And I just get such a wonderful, fun, playful energy about her. Anything like that, she would absolutely love, because she plays equally in this physical realm as she does in the non-physical realm. But she spends a lot of time interacting with things that she sees in other dimensions and parallel worlds and things like that. So she's super fun. You're going to be able to have a really magical time with her, Paul. And she is absolutely, you go too fast. She is absolutely going to be so much fun. You're welcome. I meant to put the yes up here. You're welcome. She is going to be just so much fun to help you learn to communicate with animals. She's just perfect for that, because she's just up for anything. And the more she knows and understands that you can understand her and you want to communicate with her, that shows non-human animals how much we respect them. And they love that. They absolutely freaking love it. And it's just a wonderful thing to be able to give them. And the good part is that will come back to you. And she is going to be able to show you how to become a much better animal communicator yourself. So, and believe it or not, guys, if you guys learn to do animal communication better and pay attention to these subtleties, you're going to also learn to have your other, hey, Susie, welcome. Peaches and birds. I love it. Thanks for stopping in. As you guys learn to better communicate with your animals, your intuition in general is going to get better. You're going to know how to better read people, better read between the lines of what they're saying and doing, follow your gut instinct. So she's got a lot to teach you, Paul. Boy, she chose to come to you. So keep me posted. I'm going to have Susie, big hugs. I love you. You made my day. Thank you for stopping in. I'm going to have a free animal intro to communication live that's going to introduce a lot of what we do in my Awakening Your Intuition program, guys, that is half off just until tomorrow. But it is, we're going to go through 10 areas of metaphysics, and one of them is animal communication. So it's going to be, that was for you, Susie. So it's going to be a super fun time. But yes, you got to keep her there, Paul. You got to keep her. Thank you for letting me read for Sissy. That's amazing. I love little gurus. Let's see here. Lisa Joe, I don't know if she's still there. You have a photo of my cat watching Life of Pi on my laptop. No way. I would love to see that, Lisa Joe. Maybe when we do our discovery call on the Zoom, you can show me, guys. You can show me, Lisa Joe. Yeah, the discovery calls, guys, are the free 20-minute assessment of what you want to change and transform in your life. And Lisa is scheduling one of those with me. So I definitely want to see that picture. I'd love to see that. Wow, your cat must have been like, oh my God. That's amazing. I love that. Animals are fun. Isn't it, Natalie? It's such a fun conversation. And Natalie, you started us off with such a great question. Good, Lisa Joe, you're there. Awesome. Sometimes I have these fun responses for people or readings, and they're like not even there. So that makes it fun. Let's see here, guys. Scroll back down here. Yeah, I've got 15 minutes, and then believe it or not, I have to go and I have another discovery call tonight. I can only do like 5 discovery calls a week because they're free. They're absolutely free. And so I'm fitting them in where I can. So no, that's wonderful. So I want to share, the animals want you guys, they all want you guys to know that patience with animals pays off. I cannot emphasize this enough. My very first horse 12 years ago really emphasized this because I had been around horses, but I'd never had my own horses before. And the first thing I learned about horses was that you have to do things on their time. You cannot do things on your time. You have to do them on their time. And I'm exceedingly patient, especially with children and animals. And I will watch people and let people or animals play out, right? A lot of times with animals, we're so busy controlling them, telling them what we want them to do, trying to get them to do what we want to do, talking at them, not talking with them. And we do this so often, and we don't realize that we're the ones missing out, right? I hear people all the time say, oh, you stupid cat, or you dumb dog, or that deer was too dumb to, not know to look both ways before they cross the road. There's nothing stupid about a non-human animal. Stupidity always comes from human beings. It always comes from our egoic selves. It comes from our impatience. It comes from believing our thoughts. It comes from getting caught up in our egoic thoughts and beliefs, thinking we're right, having to be in control all the time. And meanwhile, these innocent, beautiful, intelligent beings, sentient beings with souls, are sitting there watching us going, these two-leggeds, they're very strange. They miss a lot. They really don't get what we're saying. I mean, I can hear them say this, guys. This is what they say. So a little bit of patience and observation and zipping this and not having to control. If you just, and I know you guys are all good-hearted, animal-loving people, but even the most empathic, conscientious, animal-loving people get caught up in their mind and their ego. If you just step back, let go control, and I don't mean like don't just let your dog out the door loose, please. Don't just let your dog stick its head out the car window. That drives me nuts when people do that. I've known dogs that have been paralyzed and hurt and killed. You don't want them to get bumped by another vehicle. Don't. Just open the window that much to let them sniff out. Do not let them stick their head out the window. Don't just open the door and let your dog run out. Make sure you have a safe place for them, or they're on a lead, or you have pepper spray with you. Keep your animals safe. But what I'm saying by hands off is like in a safe space when they're home. Don't always be telling them what to do, because even you guys, even the most loving, empathic, animal-loving people are too controlling with their animals. Yes, have boundaries, have guidelines. Like my pets know that my husband and I are the leaders, but they want that. Just like children, to feel secure. I have so many friends that are like, oh, I can't tell them what to do. They might get upset. Why not? They're your kid. You only have 18 years, less than that, to really influence them, to teach them how to be safe, to show them, to create a safe space for them to learn how to make best decisions. And the animals like that structure, right? They like the safety and security of your structure. They like habits and patterns and knowing what's going to go on. But when it comes to just letting them choose their own thing, I know people that try to control every little tiny bit of what their animals do. Those people usually also try to control their significant others and their children. But I love this comment, Paul. There's a very thin line, guys, and it's much harder for people to grasp with non-human animals than it is their own children, other humans, right? But please understand that there's a thin line between being the leader with your animals, which you must be. You must be the leader for them to feel safe and happy and secure. That means they're going to behave well. They're going to listen to you for safety, right? So you have to be the leader, but you don't have to control everything they do. In other words, if you shut this up enough and zip this up enough and you're patient enough and you just step back and you observe and you hold a space for them and you have that boundary, magic happens because they respect you so much. They start to trust you at a level you cannot imagine. I mean, this makes me want to tear up, not because I'm sad or emotional, because of the power of what I'm saying. Okay. And I really hope you guys take this to heart. I hope people watch it. Most people watch a replay or watch a live like this, and they don't even stay on for the whole thing. And it's a shame because everything that comes through here is priceless. It has the power to change the world because the animals are here to teach us and to show us and to be our companions and to love us. And, Paul says they are here to love us till the end. Yes, they're here to teach us love. They show us love. They show us patience. And my horses, because they're 1,000 pounds and I'm 120, I had to listen. But I would have chosen to listen anyway. Okay? So if you can just do this, if you can just let go control, let them have the zoomies in the living room. Let them bark at the window. And instead of telling them to shut up and stop, say, hey, what are you trying to show me? And then maybe even say that quietly to them. Go over, put your hand on their back, stroke their back and head, make eye contact, show them that you see what they're showing you because they're barking so that you, the leader of the pack, know. Your cat's running around trying to get your attention to show you. I mean, how many of you have a cat that's like a watchdog? I mean, I had a cat that used to tell us every time the phone rang, every time there was someone at the door. Acknowledge what they're telling you. What will happen is they will calm down. They will relax. They will learn to trust. Hey, mom and dad value me. They might be way up there, so I don't have to try to get their attention so much. A little kid, you're way up there, so what are they going to do? Cry, scream, pull on your pant leg, try to get your attention. Don't make them have to do that. Acknowledge them to begin with. Don't be one of those owners that comes home and ignores their dog because some trainer said ignore your dog when you come home so they know you're the master. Bullshit. How does that serve a partnership? If you need to be partners with your animals. If you come home and you ignore your significant other, I don't walk in and ignore my husband. Oh, there he is. So I'm not going to look at him. I'm going to turn my back to make sure he knows I'm the boss and I'm the top dog. Why would I do that? That's not a partnership. I drop everything and I greet my husband and my animals in no particular order. Whoever's there first gets my greeting. Acknowledge first. That's what every being wants. Acknowledgement. And I'm telling you guys, without paying me a penny, without coming to any of my animal live free reading events, I am giving you a recipe for animal communication. If you can do this, it chokes me up to say this, but this is wisdom from animals, guys. They're telling me to tell you this right now. They all want to share with you. If you can do this, they have gifts for you that you cannot even fathom. They have come to give you. And they're not just gifts about animals. They're gifts about how to live your life. They're gifts about how to live a life of joy, how to live a life of abundance, how to live a life of love, how to live a life of peace. And they will teach you this if you can just stop trying to control them, stop trying to tell them what to do, create a safe space that has rules and frameworks and habits and patterns that they trust. And then when you think they're not telling you anything, when you think they're just standing still looking at you and they're not doing anything, let them make the next move. Let them tell you. If they have something to show you, say, show me. If you don't know what they want, say, show me, show me. You guys have to build your own special link of communication, and it will get easier and easier and easier and easier. People say to me, how do you, at the barn all the time, I'm in this wonderful co-op now, and people say, well, I don't know what they wanted, or what is she doing? And I just tell them, I don't know how I know now. I just know. It's as obvious as if you walked in the room and gave me a dirty look and I was like, uh-oh, they're unhappy about something. What do they want? Okay. And give them time, my friends. Give them time to show you. Don't be so impatient. I'm not saying all of you are impatient, but you are more than you realize. Because since they don't speak to us the way we speak, and we don't have the pressure from them that we do for humans, you don't give them the same time of day, even if you love them more than anything. Believe me, you're not giving your animals the time of day you think you are. And when my horse taught me this, that you have to be patient because a horse will take forever. It will seem like you're making no progress. And then one day, that's it. They've made the turnaround. And they get whatever it is. And when you've allowed them to get that, you've given them that time and that space, the gratitude that you guys will receive from your animals, you're just going to have to come back and tell me, because I cannot describe it. There are no words. It is priceless. My job is to get you guys there where you discover it on your own. Okay. Obviously, I can do it better if you join one of my programs, or you coach with me, or you work with my Awakening Your Intuition. But I do the best I can here for free with everyone. And I want you guys to give me feedback and ask me questions. I want you guys to get this, because this is what will save the world. This is what will save humanity. This is what will change lives and change the world. This is what will change the way we live. Because until we start respecting, not just caring about how we treat other humans, but until we start with animal rights and animal communication and treating all sentient life as our equal and we're their guardian, we're going to live in a world you don't like. Okay, now that was completely inspired. Sorry, guys. I channel without going to sleep. So that was just all divinely channeled and speaking from my heart. And I hope it resonates with you guys. I hope you play and share that with other people, because it is an absolutely priceless message. It's not from me. It's from animal wisdom. Let's see what Paul and Allison have to say. I'm going to get to yours, because yours, Allison, is actually an animal reading question. So I'm going to take Paul's comment first, and then we'll get to you, Allison. Thanks for your patience. Horses are amazing. I always want to ride one soon one day. Yeah, they are. And just make sure wherever you go to go riding, Paul, they're not always. Horses are one of the most abused animals, underappreciated, used, and abused. And yet their relationship runs so deep. they're all unicorns. They're just amazing. And people have them. They're expensive. They're big. They take a lot of work. They take a lot of space. It's expensive to keep and have them no matter what way you cut the pie. And the thing is, they're always unappreciated. People are like, oh, I love my horse. Oh my God, I love my horse. Yeah, you love your horse as long as she's jumping for you, as long as she's sound and she's not lame, as long as you're willing to spend more money on a car payment than you are your horse. As soon as you don't have time to spend with her anymore and she's troubled and she's got problems, you're not going to want her. You're going to ditch her for another one. And for me, I have horses for the horses, not for me. I spend hours a day mucking stalls, cleaning hooves, dealing with problems, getting dirty and sweaty and gross when I could be sitting in luxury doing something else. That is out of the love for the souls that my horses are, the beings that they are. I get nothing out of that other than the fact that I love them. And so what I get out of it is priceless because I get their love and their gratitude. I get knowing that they're safe and happy. That's what I get out of it. That's love. So they teach us what love is. So they're amazing. Just make sure you go somewhere, Paul, where the people that are doing the rides or the lessons really, really love their horses and really respect them so you can have a better experience, okay? Especially because you're so empathic. All right, guys, I'm going to do Allison's reading, and then I have to log off because I have another discovery call. Don't forget, if you guys want to remember who you are, learn animal communication, dabble in metaphysics and learn more about it, get confidence in your intuition, message me for a private free 20-minute call. It is not a free reading. So if it's a free animal reading or mediumship reading, it's not a free reading. It's a discovery call. That means I want to find out where you are, what you want in your life, what you want to learn, what you're having troubles with, what you want to transform. And then I will use my assessment abilities and over 15 years of experience. I will assess exactly where you are. I have this great gift for seeing exactly what people need to do. I will put together a plan for you. I will send you off in the direction of the right people and resources that can take you to the next step. Sometimes that means working with me. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't want to work with everyone. This is not a sales call. This is a discovery assessment call. And so, I only do 5 of them a week. So if you want one for next week, you need to private message me. Okay. And my Awakening Your Intuition Start class course is only 3 months long. It's half off right now, but it will not be for long. It's 3 months. It's super fun. And that's available too. If you guys want to learn about that, you need to message me. Okay. All right. Can you see what is causing my dog's tummy issues? She will eat socks if she can't get out to eat grass to make herself throw up. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. We don't know. She does it until they come out. Wow. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Paul says, okay, have a great night, Larkin, and a happy weekend, you all. Bye, Paul. Thank you. Matt, I would love to do your reading, but there's, let's see. You can go to Veronica Jenkins' group, Find Me a Medium, or you can find me on Monday, Angels in Action. I do free live readings. Today is only animal readings. I'm not doing any human readings today. I have 1 day a week I dedicate to just animal readings. And this is that hour. So if you like and follow my psychic medium page and you want to come to Angels in Action on Monday, I'm happy to give you a free reading there. Okay. But today is only animals. I make a promise to Spirit. It is only animals. If you don't want to wait until Monday, Matt, you can go to Find Me a Medium page. It's called Find Me a Medium. And there are live free readers on there every day. Okay. Thank you for joining me. You're welcome. So there's a couple things, Allison. Number one, and I'm going to sound like I'm scolding, but I'm not. Make sure she can't get to socks. I don't leave anything like that laying around. My animals don't chew stuff up, but I don't like anything on the floor or where they can reach it anyway. My house is picked up. I'm a neat freak. Okay. I'm a neat freak. I like it clean. I don't like my space cluttered. It's energy. I can feel the energy. I don't like that. Don't leave socks or anything laying around. Don't let them steal her out of your shoes. Put it right in the hamper. If they eat socks and fabric, I have known animals who have died from this. One of our best friends is a vet. He literally posts photos of doing surgery because animals have eaten that. So do not let her eat socks. Okay. Do not let Kata eat socks. There are several things that need to go on. Number one, she's feeling nauseous a lot. Do you have her? Yeah, well, if it scares you, then don't let her eat them. Okay. I mean, this is, and again, it's going to sound like I'm being bitchy, and I'm not. I'm just very bottom line and very blatant about this stuff. I don't mess around with animals. If you have kids or animals and they're getting into something you don't want them to, make sure they can't get into it. It's that simple. Now, then we can move on to her eating grass or weeds or other things that might not be safe that you can't control the same way outside. But there's anything that is unsafe for your kids or pets, guys, eliminate it. Just pick it up. We don't ever have socks. I mean, our dogs don't eat socks, but when I take my socks off, they go right in the hamper. They don't ever go on the ground. So just, hear me. Okay. I'm you have teens. Okay. That's fine. I get it. But that can be prevented too. And here's why that can be prevented. And I know that I am going into standards that seem maybe way above and beyond what seems possible for parents, but it's not. Okay. There is no but. This is where you sit down with your kids. And I mean, I guess I was raised this way. I grew up babysitting all my cousins' kids, like 6 of them under the age of 5 at one time. It was awesome. But, I would sit down with my household, and I do this with my stepdaughter, and I would say, look, this is what's happening. It's not worth the risk. We have to start a new habit. Now, I would have started that from the time they were super little. It's harder when they're older, but it can be done. So, maybe it's not immediate, but they're old enough. Even if they're 2, they're old enough you can start teaching them, right? But they're old enough. It's just a matter of, I understand what you're saying, Allison. I'm trying to find a way. We have a troll. I'm gonna market you first, and then I'm gonna block you. Then I will delete you. Okay, so sorry, I actually sing better than that, but okay, so that's okay though that you have teens. This is actually good for the teens because, guys, you want to raise your children to be animal safe. You want to raise your children to be animal safe. So we learn things we didn't know before, right, Allison? So there's so many things now, having had animals and having kids grow up with animals, that you didn't know 5 years ago or 10 years ago. This is a great opportunity for you to teach them. I know teenagers can be forgetful, but I was a super conscientious teenager. I never left my stuff laying around. But I had a mother and a grandfather that they always put everything back. I grew up in Montessori. In a Montessori school, you take something out, you put it back. It's harder with teenagers, but they're also old enough that they can do this. It's not above an expectation. Just expect it and be on them and stay on them and show them videos of animals that have had to have surgery because they've swallowed a sock. 1 or 2 of those, and they're going to be like, oh, okay. All right. So you can do it, Allison, but this is actually going to be helpful to the whole world because as your kids grow up and they go out in the world and they have friends with pets, guess what? They're going to be able to inform them and teach them. You know how many animals could be saved from pain or discomfort or death just because you're teaching your kids to pick up their socks? Seriously, you got this, okay? You're amazing. You can do this. Now, so you kept all the clothing and put it away, and she ended up eating the carpet. Oh, gosh. Okay. So here's my next question. Do you, I'm going to tell you how she feels and what you need to do, but then I'm also going to ask you, when did you have her to the vet last for this? When did you last have her to the vet for this? because I think you need to have some blood work done. You need to have whatever they need to do to test her digestive enzymes. Make sure that everything is going on okay with her intestine. You want to make sure she doesn't have something else going on. She may need to go on a special food. It could just be an allergy. Okay, a year or two. Okay, so that's too long. If she's having these issues now and they're this severe, I will tell you what I know, but by law, when I do medical stuff, legally, I have to say I am not a vet. Okay, so I can give you what I'm picking up from her and intuitively. And I will tell you, in my experience, I am right 99% of the time, to the point where I will go, I will keep taking my animal to the vet or even switch vets for another opinion until I get them to validate what I know. Okay, so that's how much confidence I have in being able to assess this intuitively. However, if you really want to help her, I need you to pay close attention and do all these steps that I'm giving you. Okay. I do not know if it is an allergy, but I do know she is having digestive issues. I know that she feels nauseous a lot of the time and that she's having trouble passing her food and digesting it comfortably. So there's a couple things I would do. Number one, make sure she is on a pre and probiotic. A lot of people just do probiotics. That is not enough. She needs to be on a pre and a probiotic. The prebiotic helps create the probiotic. It helps their body to process and create a natural probiotic. Okay, so you need to do both. The other thing is you need to take her to a vet, and you need to have the money to do it because you need to run. She should go every year anyway for her checkups and her shots. You need to check and make sure she doesn't have like heartworm or worms going on. You need to check and make sure that she doesn't have anything internal going on that they can assess. Then they will go down the road of assessing if it is an allergy or something. If she's eating like, you don't want to do like a quick switch food and diet or something like that. I don't like kibble, but if a dog has been on kibble, it's important for them to at least have a combination of kibble. Okay. She might need to go on a special, like one of my dogs is on she's on a special food because she has a sensitive stomach. And hold on, I'm going to post this picture for you guys later. I just took a picture of my animals on the couch. My Siamese cat, she was the trouble when we started this broadcast. You really need to assess in that order. You might need to go back and listen to this again, but you need to assess in that order. Okay. She needs the pre and probiotic. The vet can give her an anti-nausea. They will also probably want a stool sample and they will do blood work. And then they may or may not need to do an x-ray, but they will feel around in there in the abdomen and check all that out. Make sure nothing is swollen and inflamed. I think she has some swelling and inflammation in there. Okay. Cindy, yay! Let's reschedule for tomorrow, Cindy. I emailed you like a dozen times today. So let's reschedule for tomorrow. Okay. And hold on. I have to say this, Allison. Will you please, Cindy, private message me? Because it will not allow me to private message you. Your Facebook will not allow me to private message you. And I'm so sorry. I waited a half an hour on the Zoom for you today, and then I had to get on this live. So let's reschedule for tomorrow. You've got a lot of good energy we need to talk about. So anyway, I'm so excited, Cindy. Just message me, okay? So the other thing you need to do is I think she might have some inflammation in there. Come here, Jackie, come here. Come here. Oh, come here. This little one, guys, this little one is the one I have that has sensitive digestive issues, little Miss Jackie. And so, I've been through this with her. But so the grass is them trying to not only throw up, but it's also them trying to process through the other end. Okay. So I think she's got some constipation in there, but definitely go to the vet. definitely get the blood work and the stool sample done. And then I want you to look at the ingredients on your dog food. Okay. Yay, Cindy. I want you to look at the ingredients. If there's a lot of byproduct in there, like chicken byproduct, which most foods start with, that is beaks and claws and feathers. It's crap. And it doesn't have a lot of nutrients. So as the dogs eat this food longer and longer, they often have more and more issues. Okay. You didn't miss out, Cindy. We'll just reschedule. You didn't miss out. I don't know what happened. I waited on the Zoom call for half an hour and I never saw you. So let's just do it again. I'll resend you the link. Check your email, private message me. Okay. We'll get you on tomorrow. So Nutrisource. Okay. I don't know much about Nutrisource, but check in the ingredients, Allison. But you definitely need to take her to the vet because you want to get her some, they can either give you a pre and probiotic. Let's see. I use the VetraScience tablets for my one dog. And you want to check this out now so that it's something you can prevent and you don't want her to be uncomfortable. Okay. You've checked. Good. Well, she might need to go on a more sensitive tummy diet. Like Jackie's on the EN. And as soon as we put her on the EN, she felt better. Okay. But you do need to go to the vet. I'm getting that very strongly. You need to go to the vet because they have the resources to make her more comfortable. Okay. You're welcome, Cindy. I'll check my email when I get off of here. Okay. And I'll resend you the link. So check your email and private message me. This is my only way to connect with people sometimes. So I want you to do that, Allison. And then I want you to come back and keep me posted on what's going on. Let me know what the vet said, what the test results came back. And because the first thing we want to do is we want to take care of her nausea and her feeling like it's difficult for her to go to the bathroom. Okay. So I want you to do that. And let me see here. Try there are some good pre and probiotics. I would ask your vet when you go because they can recommend a really good one. And the other thing is you might find that there's things missing from her diet. And I think a lot of that is going to be fixable just with a prebiotic in the food. Okay. She's super itchy. Yeah. Well, if she's itchy, a lot of dogs have allergies in the summer anyway. The vets have a great pill for that too that doesn't have much side effects. So I would ask them about that too. But I think you're going to find that there's something in the food that she's allergic to and is having trouble digesting. I actually think you need to switch dog foods. The other thing is a lot of dogs and cats are allergic to chicken. Believe it or not, a lot of them are allergic to chicken. So if you can find a food that is free of chicken and also experiment and try for, a week or two without chicken, that will tell you right then and there if she's allergic to the food. Okay. All right, guys. I hope that this helps. Excuse me. Come here, Billy. Come here. Girl, come on. Sorry, guys. We're just getting ready to log off. I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you guys know anyone that could really benefit from learning about all that great animal wisdom I shared earlier, please invite them to watch the video and like the page. You're very welcome, Allison. I hope that helps, but I want you to keep me posted, okay? This is going to be a process, but I think you can get it figured out in the next couple months. Get her to the vet. And then, guys, we will be back next Friday. Don't forget, Monday is Furball Friday. I'm sorry. Monday is Angels in Action with Susie and I. Let's see, Monday and Tuesday, I do free online readings with Veronica Jenkins as well as Angels in Action. Don't forget, I'm scheduling 20-minute free discovery calls. If you want one, you have to message me. It's not a free reading. It's a free assessment of what you want to change and manifest. Okay. I will give you free direction and a plan for that. And then let's see, Friday is Furball Friday. Wednesday, Chris and I get on for our community conversation and conscious conversation. So you can find me almost every day of the week. Don't forget, my Awakening Your Intuition program is half off. If you want to learn to trust your intuition and dive into 10 different aspects of metaphysics, it's a fun 3-month course. You can do it at your own pace. With our fun mastermind, you can remember who you are and awaken your intuition. It's half price, but only for a very, very short time. It's an amazing, amazing thing. You can message me about that too if you're interested, okay? And there's always mindset coaching if you guys need that. You can always reach out for me or a reading. Oh, 2 more things. Meet your spirit guides. Allison's going to be there. Is September 14th. I only take 10 people. It's only $40. You will meet your spirit guides. It's pinned to the top of my psychic medium page. And what else? I have full moon readings coming up the 18th of September. It's only a short 10-minute reading, but it's only $15. So if you guys want a very inexpensive, fun, small group reading and little full moon celebration, that is going to be, it's also pinned to the top of my page. Just don't forget, guys, when you see I have events posted on my Facebook page, a lot of you have said you're going to these events, but you've never registered. And then people wonder, why did I not get my Zoom link? So you actually have to pay and register for those events. Don't just say you're going, because then you're going to think you're going and you're not. So just a reminder, I keep my stuff as inexpensive as possible. I have free stuff and inexpensive stuff, and then things for those people that really want to invest. So there's something for everybody. All right, I will see you again here next Friday, and maybe I'll see you before. Cindy, message me, please, so we can get you on for tomorrow. Just make sure you message me. I'm going to send you another link, Cindy, okay? It'll be the same one I just sent you, and we'll get you on tomorrow. Thank you guys for listening, for joining me, for loving animals, and for all your great questions. And I'll see you again soon. Have a great weekend.